Do you love pineapple? I tell you what, I think it's an underrated but also an underused fruit. I think people get intimidated when they see that in the store. They want to buy it all chunked up, which this is not how I bought it. In the next part of this video, I'm going to show you how to cut a pineapple, and of course I did it in the wrong order. But anyway, cut pineapple, when you get a whole pineapple and cut it, it's usually much better because it doesn't dry out and it's sweeter. But anyway, in this podcast portion, I want to talk about the nutritional value of pineapple, and I also want to talk about some of the health benefits. And lastly, I want to cover real quick how you can incorporate in your diet pretty easily. So this pineapple that I found in the store, I let sit for a couple of days. It's absolutely phenomenal. So let's talk about the nutritional value, and I'm going to read, so don't judge me, but I'm going to read a little bit as I do this. It's a very low calorie, high in vitamins and minerals, especially it's very high in vitamin C. So in 100 grams, it's 50 calories, very little protein, 13 grams of carb though, so it's pretty carb rich. Sugars, 9 grams. Fiber, a good amount of fiber, which is good. And of course, no fat or protein. The vitamins in there are 131% of your RDA if you have 100 grams, which is a little bit less than a cup, okay? A lot of B vitamins, which is great. Thiamine, folic acid, minerals, some potassium. But the biggie in there too, that's also, besides the vitamin C, is an enzyme called bromelain. And bromelain's got anti-inflammatory properties. Now here's what's kind of interesting. Having attended luau's in Hawaii, we always have the pig. Of course, they put and they put it in the pit, and they do the I don't know what they call that. I forgot now, but they put it in the ground, and then you have the pork, and then we always have pineapple. So maybe there's some rationale behind that, because it's also a digestive enzyme. We'll talk about that in a minute. But bromelain in pineapple is kind of like very impressive what it can do, and they're doing some more research on that compound, on that supplement, so it's kind of interesting. So because it's rich in vitamin C, number one, the nutritional component that really makes it stand out when it comes to the health benefits, the number one health benefit is going to be as a supporting of the immune function, because it's rich in vitamin C, so a lot of antioxidants help the immune function. Very critical. Do you have to eat a lot of pineapple for it to really make a big impact? Probably, but here's the point. Just like anything else when it comes to whole foods, fruits and vegetables, whole foods, fruits and vegetables, they add up. So that's why a diet rich in whole foods, fruits and vegetables really is good. Now you see all these advertisements on there. I'm not going to, some of the claims they make on some of those are pretty far out there, but also I believe you're still better. It's still best, and I think all of them would agree, it's still best to get it from intaking whole fruits and vegetables because of the fiber and because of the other components that you probably can't get in some supplements. So number one, the vitamin C. Number two, it aids digestion because the enzyme bromelain is key to help break down proteins and improve digestion. Very important, especially with the meats. So kind of interesting. You might want to think about that next time you have a steak. Have a little bit of pineapple for dessert, right? Anti-inflammatory properties. And this is interesting when it comes to things like osteoarthritis. Again, this bromelain compound found in there may have a big impact on helping reduce some of the inflammation. Now, it's not going to be as concentrated as you would get from some supplements and from the bromelain supplement that you can find. But here's the point: it's in this fruit in pretty good number, so it's going to help. Also, it's interesting in heart health. Pineapple may have a role in helping reduce blood pressure. I think it has something to do with the potassium in this case. So that's kind of interesting. I think it's the fiber that helps with weight, maybe control. A little bit of fiber always, when you can have fiber in your diet, it's always going to help with weight control, feeling of fullness, right? But it's also probably going to have something to do with the potassium and vitamin C for heart health. Now, again, it's not going to solve your problems, but it's going to maybe keep you on an even keel if you can add more of these. Number 5, healthy skin, and that's going to be the vitamin C. And the bromelain may also help exfoliate, and it may help us brighten the skin. So, interesting, I thought, the health benefits. Now, again, if somebody is looking for a healthy snack and they have diabetes, or let's say they're on a diet on our program, that would be too much carbs or sugar for a food, because it's almost 25-35% carb. But in small amounts, if a diabetic's going to have some, it's a slower carb. They just can't eat a lot of it. They'd have to do it in very limited. But I think after a meal, for sometimes after a meal you want a little snack, a great choice, because it's so sweet and it gives you that dessert feeling of satisfaction, and yet you're not getting a lot of calories or carbs, because again, just 50 calories in 100 grams. So now here's real quick 4 ways to incorporate pineapple in your diet, and then we're going to take and land this plane, and I'm going to get back to my snack, and then we're going to take the video on how to cut it. So fresh pineapple, just like it is right here, just like this. I tell you what, I really think that's the best way to eat it. And you can put it on some of your cereals if you want, but smoothies, a lot of people like to take pineapple and make a smoothie out of it with fruits and yogurt and make a little bit of granola. They love it. Watch your calories there when you start adding all the other stuff. But smoothies, baked goods, breads, muffins, cakes. People are really creative with using pineapple to make some really cool baked goods. And then finally, you can do some savory dishes like stir fries, curries, grilled dishes. It adds a nice sweet tangy flavor. So anyway, I hope that video helps. A little bit longer than I wanted, but there's so much to talk about with this and with some other whole foods. I want to make sure. Now come to RxHealthyHabits.com for more information, some more blog information. We have some more videos there. But also in this next portion, if you want to learn how to cut a pineapple, this video is going to go right into the next one. Okay? So enjoy. And it was my first time cutting a pineapple, so it was pretty entertaining in some respects because I didn't know what the heck I was doing. So stay healthy. Until next video podcast from Rx Healthy Habits. This ought to be a rip. I am going to attempt to cut a pineapple, and I've never done it before, so this ought to be good for some entertainment. But also, I'm hoping at the end of this video, I'm going to add a small second video onto it that talks about the nutritional value of pineapple. So let's get at it, and I'm going to turn the video down so you can see it, but don't mock me too much, because again, this is my first time, and I think I'm going to be pretty bad at it. I got to be honest with you. I don't think I'm going to be that good at it, but I'm going to give it the old, what do they call it, the old college try here. So I don't know if you can see that. I think I have to zoom in a little bit. Let me try to zoom in. There we go. And I got to get this down even more so you can see the actual pineapple, right? Okay, here we go. First thing, from what I understand, is you got to cut this bad boy off on top. And I don't even know if I'm going to do this right, but I'm going to try. Now, sharp knives are kind of important, so this is a really sharp knife. I'm going to get rid of these here. I'm stepping away from the camera. So now, I am going to cut this right down the top. Here we go. You ready? Without cutting my arm off or my fingers. Alright, now there we go. Now we got that bad boy cut into it. Now you see this part right here? This is the core, and you can see that it's kind of dry. It's very fibrous. It's not something you want to eat. So we're going to attempt, without cutting my fingers off and my arm, we're going to try to cut that bad boy right out of there. Let's see if I got it all. And you're kind of cutting at an angle because you don't want to waste all the good pineapple, right? So there it is. There's that fibrous core. Going to cut that out of both of them like this. Bakuzi. This smells good though, so I'm kind of happy. I got to tell you, the best pineapples I've ever had have been in Hawaii. Right, I think they just picked them. They were right there. They were so good. But you know how you buy pineapple in the store? It's already cut. I'd recommend you buy a whole pineapple because it's going to be a lot sweeter and a lot more moisture. So now, what are we going to do with this, right? So now we're going to cut that right down the middle, I think. We're going to cut that right down in 2 sections. All right, like this. And then we're going to cut right down the middle here. And then we're going to go like this and do this. We're cutting now against, obviously, the main cut we made. And I don't think I'm going to do it for all 3 of these because you get the idea. Now we're just going to cut right in here and cut right down against the grain, against the skin, to pull them bad boys right out. So you can see they come out kind of nice bite-sized pieces. And this pineapple, I did good because it's got a lot of great flavor. So let me make sure I don't get too close to the skin, but it's kind of forgiving. You can kind of feel it. And they just pop right out of there. And of course, that's what you're left when you're done, if you're good at it. Obviously, for my first time, I didn't do too bad, but there's, of course, the stuff that you throw out. That's a deliciousness you're going to have for your whatever you're going to eat it with. I like it just plain. But anyway, hope that little tutorial helps, and I got through it with your help. I'm so proud of myself.